Hello everybody, it's Trivial Turtle here, and welcome to this very strange and out of the blue video. So today I want to talk about Destiny, and it's been a very long time since I've wanted to talk about Destiny, yet alone actually talk about Destiny with friends and stuff. So after a lot of thought and deliberation, I have decided to play Destiny again. At the recording of this video, I haven't played Destiny again, but while recording this video, I have decided to. Mainly because I'm kind of curious. I haven't really played much of the new update. I said I was going to. I actually said to a lot of people on Twitter, I said in YouTube comments, stuff like that, that I was going to be playing Destiny again. However, other games came up, and I kind of spiked interest in other things again and got distracted by Destiny, because at the end of the day, I would much rather focus my interests on new things rather than old things, and I think that's been my mentality for quite a long time with games especially. Now back to Destiny. Now I actually made a pretty big mistake in the last few months. I didn't mean to put this opinion across. I do not hate Destiny, and I never said those words either. I purely just didn't want to get back into it. I didn't feel like at the current time that Destiny was a viable thing for me as a person to do, not YouTube, because YouTube, obviously, if you look at my graphs, if you look at my analytics, you'll obviously see that as soon as I stopped playing Destiny, my numbers went down tenfold, but that didn't matter to me. That's not why I even do YouTube. So, at the end of the day, I didn't agree with what Bungie were doing. It didn't mean I hated the game, it was just at that moment in time, and to be honest now as well, I still don't agree with what Bungie are doing. I have actually made a video in the past actually supporting Bungie's decision with microtransactions, or at least not completely disagreeing with them. But as time's gone on and they've added more and more and more of these microtransactions into the game, even if they aren't a big deal, it's a big worry. It's a worry for the game, considering it is only its second year in, and apparently we've got another 8 years, and it's getting worse and worse with microtransactions, and that worries me deeply. I don't want what was my favourite game to be that. I've got tons of merch of Destiny. I've got the art book, I've got the strategy guide, I've got a Hunter hoodie with a Hunter logo on, I've got posters, all that kind of stuff, purely because I had such an intense love for this game, and I genuinely thought I would be playing this for years. But the content got extremely dry, especially around December time. Now, yes, the Taken King was certainly a step in the right direction in September. However, as soon as they realised that microtransactions were actually profiting, they kind of just dropped off the bandwagon and just completely abandoned DLC. Yes, they will be bringing DLC in the future, but I genuinely believe for a game of this kind of structure that DLC is incredibly important, because if you're not doing DLC, then the only other alternative is a subscription model, and they're obviously not going to do that, especially for consoles. So I do believe, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, that DLC is the right way to go, even if a small minority of people will not be able to afford it or will not buy it. I think it's the way to go, and I think it's a way to keep the game exciting and fresh and have something to look forward to all the time. Microtransactions and updates are good and all, however, they die a hell of a lot quicker. Like, this update I genuinely think won't last very long until people start to fall off again. And that's kind of why I haven't actually dedicated a lot of my time to it. So let's get into some good points, like actually why I want to return, because so far it's been a pretty negative video. So let's get on to some of the good points. I felt bad for completely abandoning the game for a start. And then secondly, the gear looks really cool, even the microtransaction gear. However, I do believe that the microtransaction gear doesn't look as good as people think it is. I think it's very overrated, and I think people will stop wearing it pretty soon as they realise that everybody's going to have it sooner or later. With enough sterling packages, every single person who plays Destiny regularly will have it, so don't worry about not having it yet. I don't think you're going to want it, basically, in a couple of weeks. I'm interested in jumping back into the Prison of Elders. I think at first I didn't like the idea of it, but after my friends playing it and actually getting excited about it, I think I want to give it a go. I still don't believe that I will be super excited about it, purely because when Prison of Elders first came out, I disliked it after about 2 weeks. I really didn't like it anymore, so I don't think that this is going to have a holding factor with me. Also, I am actually excited to play the raid again, even though I played it a load of times. I am excited to play it again and get some nice juicy rewards. However, I do believe as soon as I hit 335, I won't be playing it again. That is genuinely what I think. I don't think I'll be playing it again, but I guess we'll find out. The main factor for me not playing is the frame rate. 30 frames per second is not very nice to look at. It's just really not very nice to look at. I got a brand new PC, which means I got a hell of a lot of new games, which means that Xbox kind of got left behind. I didn't play Xbox a lot, and obviously The Division came out, and I was super excited for that game. So I played loads of The Division and no Destiny, because when I wasn't playing The Division, I was playing on my PC. A brand new PC, which I was really excited to play games on. So you can't really blame me for abandoning Destiny, at least for the short term. So, for future reference, purely because this game is 30 frames per second, it's on Xbox, a platform that I hardly play on anymore, I do believe that I will change my content. But that doesn't mean I will not do Destiny content ever again. As I said in a previous video about Destiny content, I am always still interested in the game. I always check the subreddit and all that kind of stuff. So always expect content of Destiny in some form or another. Just not as regularly as it ever used to be. Also, I want to go down the route of opinion pieces rather than tip videos. I will still be posting tip videos from time to time, but I do believe that opinion pieces is where I want to go. I prefer making these kind of videos to anything else. So if you do like this kind of video, please do subscribe, seriously, because that is exactly what I want to do. Tip videos will still be here though, so for those of you who did subscribe to that, do not worry, they will still be here. However, as I've said, Bungie are making some very questionable decisions with the game. I will have to see where it goes in the future. I am not making any promises about Destiny, whether that's for making videos or not making videos. So, on that note, a pretty inconclusive note, I must say. I know this has been an overly negative video, but if you're going to draw any positive from it, know that I am returning to Destiny, and I want to enjoy the game. Keyword, I want to. Okay, I want to enjoy Destiny again, so I will be trying to play it more. So that brings me to the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like below, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye, Guardians.